Mark DeMieri is generous, kind-spirited, big bucket of love. I just think he's one of the greatest alums out there for Lasell University.
I can't think of a better person to go into the Hall of Fame and join Louis in the Hall of Fame as our second member of the men's lacrosse program.
His personality is so infectious. He's bubbly, funny, he's charismatic. He is the life of the party if he wants to be. He has the full package but most of the time when I see him, he is Eddie. So what up?
I knew the type of goalie we had. I don't think we knew the type of person we had. I knew he had an infectious personality. The way he was as a leader was just phenomenal.
Just the way he was as a player is the way he is as a person. He was so nonchalant and intense at the same time. It was a superstar characteristics to me. Goalie is just like a quarterback in football. You have to have that eyesight, that intuition of knowing where everyone's going to be, where that ball is going to be, and he had that. He was so smart. He was so analytical with the game. He could figure out what was going to happen steps ahead. That resonated all through the team.
Our overall culture really changed when we got Mark. Mark was one of the founding fathers of our program. You really look back at what Mark was able to help us with, and being able to build around the type of goaltender that Mark was, he made my job much easier when I was there. He's the reason that we were able to have so much success. He's a big part of why the team is still having success today.
I just couldn't have been happier seeing the man that he's become, and now how enthusiastic and passionate he is about giving back to Lasell. Mark DeMieri, you truly have paid it forward.
I can't tell you how proud I am of him that he has continued to give back to that program.
Marcus, you should have been number one, buddy. You're a good man, good player, and you deserve it. Love you, bud.
It is truly a privilege to be able to induct one of our program's finest. Mark DeMieri is a legend of the goaltending position, not just for Lasell, but for New England lacrosse in general. Mark competed for Lasell at a time when we were in an extremely competitive program league, the lacrosse conference, which consisted of powerhouse programs often ranked in the top 20 in the country. In fact, when I was first hired as a head coach here at Lasell, a few of my former teammates at Western Union reached out and said, "Hey, Lasell, I remember they had that goalie Mark. That guy was good." I can imagine the impact number 36 left on them, especially after his 2006 game, first winning, when he registered a whopping 30 saves, which is a program record that still stands today. Needless to say, Mark, you still own some real estate and some shooters' heads. It really takes a special person to play the position of goalie. For starters, the ball is shot at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. You have to stand there with an absurdly limited amount of equipment, and you have to stand behind a 6 foot by 6 foot net. You are tasked to stop the shot by any means necessary. You could say that's a bit insane. I would not disagree with you. However, if you had the chance to watch Mark play, you would see a confident and fearless young man, someone willing to do whatever it takes to help his team win. Mark is incredibly well thought out and cerebral in everything he does, both on and off the field. He's always 3 steps ahead, plotting and planning ways to do things more efficiently. He's a leader in every sense, whether it's quarterbacking his defense or rallying his teammates in needs of pain. Mark has always been there for everyone, and today is still leading the charge. In fact, when something needs to get done, it could be as little as signing up for an alumni game. Mark takes the form of a hammer, and everything in his way becomes a nail. It is impossible not to be fired up when you're around Mark. When I first met Mark, he was in the position of not of athlete, but of alumni. His first questions to me were, "Coach, what can I do? What do you need? How can I help?" You could feel his passion immediately. I knew right away this was a man that was and is Lasell lacrosse. Mark, you are a true competitor. You never settle. You are constantly pushing for bigger and better. You have created countless opportunities for our student athletes to connect and engage with alumni. Your efforts have and will continue to push our program to new heights. And even then, I know you'll be asking, "Okay, Coach, what's next?" The cherry on top is Mark has also worked with our goaltenders. From a coaching perspective, it just so happens right now the goalie position is by far our strongest in our program. So you're even a better coach than me, Mark. You're a legit superstar. You have given more to this program than we will ever get back to you. Sorry. Thank you for all that you do, Mark. You are truly family. Congratulations. You deserve this more than anyone, and you're a Hall of Famer. Congratulations. I know you have a vacation holiday coming up, so we're going to do some fun.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Coach Fishy, for that welcome. The Lasell Hall of Fame committee told me I only had about 3 minutes to do this. It's not going to be any chance at all. It's going to be fine. First off, I want to personally thank the individuals who nominated me for the 2019 Hall of Fame induction class. More importantly, the group of people that make up the Hall of Fame committee who came together this past June and deemed my play on the field worthy enough for this prestigious honor. Thank you. I also want to thank everyone at the Great Barn Country Club, the Lasell Hall of Fame Committee, and all the volunteers that have worked hard to help make this a special night. Your efforts are truly appreciated. I keep telling myself I won't get emotional, to remain calm and breathe, but the truth is, I could barely keep my emotions from getting to me while writing this. The sport I fell in love with in 4th grade, and the school that allowed me to live out my lifelong dream. The consistent impact both have had on my life the past 25 years is absolutely everything to me. It defines who I am, and for that, I'm forever grateful. The first time I ever saw the sport of lacrosse being played, I was immediately intrigued. I told my mom right away I wanted to sign up. At the time, my brothers and most of my friends were interested in that other spring sport, baseball. One day, I was determined to find someone to play lacrosse with me. All I was looking to do was have a simple pass and catch to work on my skills. I was denied by pretty much all my friends and even my own brothers. Well, that was not going to stop me. I decided to improvise on other ways to practice in order to get better and be prepared for my first ever real lacrosse practice just a few weeks away. How I improvised was, at my house on Long Island, I had a stop sign right at the end of my driveway. I used to go out there with a ball and a stick, just have a catch off the stop sign. And now, if I didn't hit the middle of the stop sign that had the most ability, the ball would never come back. And every time I missed the stop sign, I had to run and go chase it. So I kept on working at it, and I finally got to a point where I felt I was ready. I remember the first practice, the night before the first game, how pumped I was to play. My first game was an absolute disaster. I started on defense, and the attackman I was covering caught the ball, ran right past me, shot and scored. Yikes, not a great start. I legit was moving around the entire first half of the game and ended up playing every other position on the field. And it was the same result. I sucked. I thought maybe this sport wasn't for me after all. But coach finally had no other choice and decided to move me to goal. I guess he figured, why not? He hasn't messed this one up yet, plus it's the only one left. Surprisingly enough, I was decent. More importantly, for some reason, I wasn't scared of the ball. And guess what? We ended up winning that game. After, the rest was history. It became a year-round sport for me, my #1 favorite thing to do throughout middle school and high school. When I got to high school, I started dreaming about playing lacrosse with my high school best friends, Brian and Sean, who are still my friends today and here tonight. Thanks for coming out, boys. At this moment, I stand here before you extremely excited and profoundly proud of my 4-year lacrosse career here at Lasell. From the recruiting journey it took to get here by way of Secret High School in New York on Long Island, to the doors it continues to open up for me all these years later. Tonight is the culmination of that journey, and back where it all started, Newton, Massachusetts, nearly 15 years later, 2 degrees, 2 years coaching Lasell lacrosse, becoming a member of Lasell Board of Overseers, spearheading a new parent lacrosse alumni association to support the current team, and now a Hall of Fame inductee. The stars have finally all aligned, and I could not be more happier. Moms, your baby boy finally made it, and not only did lacrosse lead to an awesome Lasell education, a successful career in hospitality, and the ability to give back to the sport and school I love, but the biggest win of my time spent in this state is being lucky enough to meet, fall in love, and marry my best friend, Deborah. Tonight, I am truly humbled to join a legendary group of individuals who have defined what it means to be an elite athlete at the school. I want to start by congratulating my fellow inductees, who I share the stage with tonight, and by also recognizing the first 4 Lasell players enshrined into the inaugural Athletic Hall of Fame class 2 years ago. And now, as one of the newest inductees, I want to say thank you guys. I'm honored to become a selected member of your elite group. I, without a doubt, need to especially recognize one of the greatest lacrosse players in the history of the men's lacrosse program, part of the first 4 inducted, someone I was lucky enough to play with for 2 years who taught me a lot, and hands down one of my all-time favorite teammates ever, Louis Lucetti. With that being said, I want to give a shout out to hundreds of my teammates I've had in my entire career dating back to elementary school. There's way too many to name drop, and without them, there's no way I'm a Hall of Fame athlete. To all my coaches, trainers, and staff members who I had the pleasure to share Lasell with, especially Tim Dutton, the man who recruited me to Lasell, and my 4-year head coach. Thank you for the support and everything you've done for me over the years. I guess it's safe to say it looks like all the hard work you've all provided has paid off. All these years later, nothing makes me prouder when people tell me not only I'm the best goalie they've ever played with, but the fact that made them an all-around better player and teammate. I had a certain persona as a player. And I know this comes as a shock to some of you, but I loved and still love to talk. A trait I picked up from my mom and my older brothers. A coach once said, "Mark, we love your in-game communication, but do you have a mute button we could press for when you're off the field?" But please don't let the persona overshadow the person. The person liked to have fun, the persona liked to have fun, but the person knew when it was time to get work. People in the past have asked, some might wonder, how does a dark-skinned Dominican kid born in Washington Heights, New York City, adopted into an all-white family growing up on a small town on the South Shore of Long Island, gets find his way to Lasell College, now Lasell University, and become a 4-year starter, a 2-year captain, a 2-time MVP, have the #1 save percentage in the nation as a freshman, and hold every statistical goalie record in school history. Well, I'm sure you can imagine it wasn't easy, but then again, no one ever said life would be. As I look back now and channel the inner lacrosse coach in me, I chalk it up to being able to step up and control what I control at the times I needed to most. But also sticking to what I like to call now the DeMieri goalie coaching philosophy of the 3 Ds. Determination, dedication, and dependability. 3 traits that can relate to any era and any workplace. There's a reason why they call it chasing your dreams and not walking after them. A week before my senior year in high school, I prepared to ship up to Boston for my first fall semester. I remember receiving some last-minute offers from college coaches due to my postseason play and goal during an exciting playoff run. A community college coach, I remember specifically, who consistently called my house and proceeded to encourage me to reconsider my decision on Lasell and not to sell myself short. He told me to take a chance on community college, and hopefully I would get recruited in the next year or so to Division I school. The truth is, I wasn't that type of kid that wanted to play at that D1 grind level level. It just wasn't for me, nor the size of those types of schools. At this point, I had fell in love with Lasell. Over the last few months, and to be honest, I actually found Lasell. I reached out, sent them Coach my highlight tape. Why? Because I thought it may be the best fit for me. Throughout the process, Coach Dunn was truthful and supportive, and a man by the name of James Tweed, the director of undergraduate admissions at the time, was kind, straightforward, and truly had my back. Lasell gave me the opportunity to come in and have a shot to play right away. Live in a city on my own, in my own dorm room for the first time as a young adult, be a solid 3.5 hours away from home, not too far, not too close, on a suburban-like feel of campus that remind me of some parts of Long Island, and only 10 minutes outside the city of Boston. Great class sizes, ideal teacher-to-student ratio, and hey, I won't lie, the girls-to-guys ratio was pretty appealing too. Sorry, Deborah. Long story short, choosing Lasell at the time was a no-brainer for me. With that being said, I declined any last-minute offers, stuck to my gut, and had only one thing on my mind: Lasell. Turns out, I guess I didn't sell myself short. And if I had to make a choice again, I would do the exact same thing. I told myself I will not fail, I will never quit, and I will always do my absolute best when I get to Lasell. I stand here before you now, feeling fully validated in my decision, the one that ultimately led me here, the 2019 Lasell Athletic Hall of Fame inductee. Don't hope someone gives you an opportunity, create one for yourself. You may not know this, but I was never supposed to be a college Hall of Fame lacrosse goalie, any type of lacrosse goalie or Hall of Fame player. I'm here for a lot of reasons. Some have absolutely everything to do with me, and some have nothing to do with me. and everything to do with the kindness, the patience of all the people that have guided me throughout my life. I want to take a minute to thank the select group of people that helped make this possible. First, I'd like to take time to highlight one special individual who has made the biggest impact on my life during my time at Lasell. Without the guidance, support of this amazing person, I'm not sure if things work out as well as they did. I would like to recognize a special man, a man who spent 16 years at this school. Unfortunately for us, but extremely fortunate and lucky enough for them, this past September, he has moved on as the Dean of Enrollment at Rhode Island College. I wish him the best of luck, and I believe I speak for the entire Lasell community when I say he without a doubt will be truly missed. The man who was truly instrumental in my overall success at Lasell from start to finish, that man is Mr. James Tweedy. What can I say about him? He believed in me, he had my back. The first time that he continued to stay active and present through my 4-year career and continue on through grad school. This meant more to me and my parents than you'll ever really know. I still remember shaking his hand as I walked across the stage at graduation. And of course, I'll never forget the extraordinary letter of recommendation he wrote for me for my grad school application. James, thank you for seeing what others didn't see in me. I'm thankful our paths crossed. And now, for the most imperative people in my life, the ones I am lucky enough and privileged enough to call my family. Thank you for being the backbone of who I am. The ones I can rely on without a doubt during all the good and bad times. You prepared me, you guided me, you supported me, and set me up for success in this journey called life. You're my biggest fans and have always been so understanding of my constant, hectic, never-ending lacrosse schedule. The sacrifices you've made allow me to live out my dream of being a collegiate student athlete is so sincerely special to me. I really feel like I hit the jackpot being a member of this family. To my older brothers, Matthew and Joseph, thank you for never letting anything come easy to me and ensuring as the youngest brother, I worked hard for what I have and never let the DeMieri name down. To my brother Joe, who unfortunately cannot be here tonight, you may not know this, but I've learned a lot from you. Thank you for showing me the way to fight for what I want and not to take crap from anyone by protecting your own and to always play with that competitive edge. I will never forget that one game during my junior year away at Western New England. At that time, you had a broken foot, you were on crutches, but it still didn't stop you from living up those bleachers to start a fight with the opposing fans for talking shit about me during the game. Thanks for always having my back and sticking up for me. To my brother Matthew, who's here tonight, one of the best older brothers one could ask for. I've been best friends with you since day one, and we've been through everything together. The limited amounts of advice you provided to me in my life on whatever I needed at the time was always second to none and so helpful. I've learned so much from you, and I continue to every day, and it amazes me. At times, I feel if you know me better than I know myself. It's crazy. I love you, brother. Also, I cannot thank you enough for being present at all important times in my life. It's funny. Almost every game you came to in college, you would proceed to chirp in my ear from behind the goal during my halftime warm-ups. You would scream and give me the breakdown of exactly how the other team was trying to attack us. Which offensive players were the main threats and who I should watch out for. What is funny is that it was always either on point or along the same lines of the in-game adjustments the coaching staff made, or what was on the scouting report we received before the game. I never got to thank you enough for all those times. I tried to play better when you were around so I could make you proud. I love you, brother, and thanks for setting me up for success and looking out for me always. And last, but certainly not least, and as they said, you always save the best for last, to the parents that adopted 3 different sons from 3 different families, the 2 people that chose to give me a chance to live the best life I could possibly live. At the end of the day, without you 2 finding and taking a chance on me, I would never in a million years be here today. I'm forever thankful for you both and proud to call you my parents. Thanks for saving me and being the ultimate real-life heroes. Dad, you taught me what it means, how to work hard, to be truly dedicated to something you care about. You taught me patience, you tried to, preparation, and how to be a professional. I remember all along weekend club lacrosse tournament trips up and down the East Coast, all throughout middle school and high school. no matter how busy you were with work during the week, on top of having to take care of the rest of the family, God forbid you take time for yourself, you still never missed one of my lacrosse tournament games, or really any game ever, at least from what I can remember. Those weekend trips, just you and me, on the road, legit, it was like best friends hanging out. And having you on the sideline for all my games meant the world to me. I hope you know that. What about that one time you got a speeding ticket trying to get into that game on time? Or that time in Maryland at Champ Camp, my select coach decided not to play me the whole game because he thought we had a better chance with the other goalie. But the truth was, there was a college at the time I was interested in, and we both knew they were there watching the game. I've never seen you so mad after the game. You proceeded to walk down that hill in a power walk form that turned into a run in an effort to try to confront my coach about my playing time. The thing was, you never made it because you tripped and fell and rolled down the hill. I love you, Pops. Thanks for fighting for your son to always ensure I got what I deserved. Mom, my biggest cheerleader, and my #1 coach. The woman who always had my heart, and the one to always call me her baby. This woman, let me tell you, the loudest lady on the field. Legitimately. I'd be in goal, the ball would be on the other side of the field, they would pick it up, they still have it clear, she'd be screaming at me across the field, Mark, get ready. Now for some reason, if I wasn't paying attention, not aware that the other team was trying to shoot a horrible ball at me 100 miles per hour, or I wasn't communicating with my defense, not to worry, she had it covered. I know you've told me this multiple times over the years, but not only were you right on this, as you usually write on all things related to me, obviously, however, you were especially right with the fact that choosing to play lacrosse at Lasell was the best plan for me. Tonight is just the icing on the cake, and that fulfillment feeling we both share right now is one you and I have always dreamed of. I really don't know what to say, and to be honest, I think it should be you up here on the stage because I would be nothing without you. Thank you for teaching me proper manners, how to be a man, how to treat people kindly, and how to respect women. More importantly, thank you for showing me what it means to set a goal, stay determined, and execute it to the fullest potential, no matter the circumstances. As a young boy, I always remember you told me no matter what it is in life, all you could do is the best you could do. It is something I always try to live by, and truly the driving force behind my success in life. I love you, Mom. In closing, it is clear that the sport of lacrosse and Lasell has been intertwined within my DNA and a constant occurrence in my life forever. And I, without a doubt, do not think this will ever stop. A love and a place that will forever and always hold a special place in my heart. A few years back, someone once told me something that hit home and stuck with me every day since. It's a simple principle. Always leave things a little better than you found them, especially people. I hope I've done that with all the people I've come in contact with on the lacrosse field and the mark I've left at Lasell. I will continue to live by to the day I die. Thank you all. God bless. Go Lasers. And good night.